What's going on, everybody? It's Chike Kamara with Solicitation IQ, and welcome and thank you for tuning in. I'm going to look for a couple opportunities to see if we can't find some money. And so we're going to get into that. And we had a couple signups. Congratulations. We had a couple signups this past week. And if you signed up on Solicitation IQ and you are watching this video, let us know your experience with it. And if you found any minor snags, let us know that too. But we know that you will find this helpful. If you are doing the middleman strategy as well as straight, hey, we're prime contractors and we're just looking to analyze solicitations and quote and do the work ourselves. So it works either way. I'm thinking about going live at some point. So if you're interested in going over some solicitations live, then just say go live in the comments. And we also had a couple signups this week. So congratulations. And if you are watching this video and you signed up, let us know your experience and let us know what you would like to add that could possibly help even more. But we feel like Solicitation IQ is comprehensive and it can help small businesses certainly get a better grasp of what the government is looking for. And knowledge is power for sure. So let's get into it. Let me find a couple opportunities and go from there. And all right. So first thing, go to sam.gov search and see what's going on. And you see this DNA library prep and meta barcoding sequencing. Before Solicitation IQ, I would immediately pass up opportunities like that one because it sounded too technical. I had no idea what the hell meta barcoding and sequencing and library prep was. So I would keep it moving. I would look for the easy ones. But now I have a bit of an edge because a lot of times some of these more technical sounding titles are very simple jobs. But because most people pass them up, you have an edge because you might be the only one that bids on it. And so I look at those now because Solicitation IQ breaks it down. Okay, this is what the government is looking for. And a lot of times it'll be something very simple. So let me click on that one. Let me view it on sam.gov. And let me just say something real quick also. Oh, well, I'll say that later because I want to see the analysis. But there are a few documents. I like it when there are many documents, but if there are too many, the app might time out. So around between 3 to 6 documents is what I like. That's the sweet spot because it can give me a well-rounded analysis of what the government is looking for. So I'm going to download. I'm going to click here. So the BDNA, and then I'm going to go to get quotes, and I'm going to find that solicitation package. All of the documents are put together in a zip, and it will analyze that. So let's let it run. And again, some of the strange sounding ones, you now have the power to be able to take it into Solicitation IQ and really break it down into plain English and understand, hey, this is not so bad. This is something I can provide a vendor slash subcontractor, potential subcontractor, and I can get a quote. So this makes it simpler. It breaks it down for you. Okay. This gives you an edge. And if you know anything about the stock market, for stock market trading, you need a bit of an edge that helps you to win more often than not. And the edge here is you could be the only one that bid on this contract, but you know exactly what's going on. You know exactly what the government needs, and everybody else ran from it because the title was strange and you don't know anything about DNA libraries, but you have solicitation IQ and it broke it down for you. Okay, so it's saying procure DNA library preparation, next generation sequencing, yada, yada, yada. And it tells you exactly what is needed. It tells you that that the vendor needs to securely deliver the raw data, etc. And it has 200 to 300 eDNA samples to be processed during the 1-year contract period. And so you might see phone not verified a lot because of the nature of Google, the nature of businesses changing numbers and changing IP addresses. So this takes a very strict approach to getting phone numbers and returning phone numbers. And but all you have to do is click on the website, and you can, here's a get a quote page. And remember, Solicitation IQ gives you a quote unquote email script that you can give. You can put that right here in somewhere around here in the description box. There's probably a description box here. You can get a quote, or let's see if they have their number down here. There's the phone number. So again, Solicitation IQ makes a best effort to get an accurate phone number. And if it doesn't, it just says phone not verified, because it's not going to give you a wrong phone number, but you have the number here. That's how you find it. And sometimes, now here's the bid instructions, and this is very handy. Sometimes you might see submission method not stated. You might see due date and time not stated. You might see submission contact not stated. But all you have to do is go to the solicitation that you just opened. It has contact information. It has the person's name, typically, their phone number. Although this phone number, they don't want to be called, maybe. 703 number. And also the due date is usually on the solicitation page on sam.gov. Updated offers due July 2nd by 5 p.m. So you have that information. If for some reason it says not stated, it tells you what's needed, and it gives you a checklist. It gives you some red flags, and then away you go. If you call them, it gives you a script, and there's a disclaimer. And there you go. That's one opportunity. This is an opportunity in which you will have an edge, because not a lot of people will bid on this simply off of the type of job it is. But if you're resourceful, if you know how to administer or are interested in administering contracts and this project, then you can find a lab to do the work and you can handle the business from there. But this is something where you could probably garner a pretty good profit because it's technical in nature. And just the nature of DNA work and lab work automatically off the break means this is going to cost a pretty penny. Okay, let's look for something else. One more. Let's see. Power assisted weapons cleaning. Let's go to asbestos analysis. View it in sam.gov. And again, the offers due is here. Leave this window open. July 7th. It was the 30th. And it gives you the contact names and numbers as well. So let's see what this asbestos job is asking for. Analysis. Okay. Go to get quotes. Asbestos analysis. And so there is no excuse now. Like I said before, when I first got into government contracting, I was excited. First of all, I got my EIN number. I started my LLC. And then I got my UEI number on sam.gov. I registered. And I got excited. And then I started looking at some of the contract opportunities. I was like, what the hell is this? It was like hieroglyphics to me. And then I sort of put it off. And then I came back when Jay White started becoming popular. And I got back into it again. And I still was like confused. And I felt like it was too tedious to go through and sift through for specific information in these contracts. Then I decided to come back recently and I said, you know what? If I'm going to come back and I'm going to stay back, I'm going to have to build something that can make this information much simpler, because I just give it to me all on one plate. And that's what Solicitation IQ is. So asbestos analysis services. So it's looking for PCM and transmission electron microscopy. You don't have to know what any of that means. It's looking basically for sample analysis for the Norfolk Naval Shipyard. And so it gives you all of the information you need that you can provide the subcontractor or the potential subcontractor or the company just to get a quote, but it has enough information for you. And you can get the phone number from the company site. It tells you what this company does. I think this is shrunk because my screen is not full screen. I have it minimized a little bit. If not, I'm going to have to spread this out a little bit more so that you can sort of see everything. And it gives you the bid instructions again. And here's that issue where I said sometimes it may say submission method not stated or due date and time not stated. That's fine. We have the window open for, let me just make sure this is the asbestos one. Is this the asbestos one? Yes, it is. So we have it open. We have the due date. We have the contact information. And so if you see this not stated, that simply means they updated the solicitation and they didn't provide that information on the actual solicitation. But we saw where the original due date was the 30th, but they changed it to I think the 2nd or the 7th. Updated date offers due is the 7th of July. It was originally today, the 30th. So there you go. So you have that information. Okay, it tells you what the required documents are, and it gives you a final submission checklist. It gives you some red flags. We have the due date now. And this is only because this looked at the most recent updated solicitation. Okay. and it gives you some red flags, and then it gives you the sample scripts, of course. So that's the second opportunity. We have everything we need. And if the company needs more information to give you a more accurate quote, you can certainly download the vendor packet. You give this to them, and it tells you what you need from them. You see? Or you can also ask the AI assistant, pick the solicitation and say, the vendor, the company is asking for, any diagrams. Are they provided in the original solicitation? And I don't think this needs diagrams, but I'm just saying this is an example of what you can do if they get back to you and they have a further questions, you can plug it in here and it tells you. So based on the saved analysis, I don't have visibility into the analysis summary doesn't mention any diagrams being included, but that doesn't necessarily check the, okay. All right. So, but I doubt there is for this. It's not like you're clearing asbestos in several buildings. Then they might provide maps or something like that, or diagrams, but this is asbestos analysis. All right, so there you go. That's how that works. It's very simple. Sign up, use it, come back, let us know what your experience has been with it. And if you want me to go live, just type "go live" in the comments. And until next time, that's it. SolicitationIQ.com. And thank you to the signups this week. And take care.